If you've ever had this feeling that something was terribly wrong with the world that we live in, but you couldn't figure out just what it was, then you've come to the right place. Secret societies, mystery religions, and the Illuminati have been controlling our reality since the beginning of time. But not anymore, because there is an awakening happening, and you are about to become a part of it. Wake up, because this is a call for an uprising.
Ho, 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 it's magic.
It's Marvel Town.
When you believe in magic, and behold you do, you'll always have a friend
wearing big red shoes.
Anything can happen right before your eyes. Whatever you're expecting, expect a surprise. When you believe in magic,
Only Ronald can do.
I believe in magic.
I believe in you.
When you believe in magic.
This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. This video is important, so please watch it in its entirety. I've been talking a lot about mind control, talking about how repetition is used in mind control, how they indoctrinate children at a young age with things such as one and love, as well as magic. Now, we all know that magic and sorcery is what these Satanists, witches, occultists use. We know what God said in the Bible about magic. In Deuteronomy 18:9 through 12, when you enter the land which the Lord your God gives you, you shall not learn to imitate the detestable things of those nations. There shall not be found among you anyone who makes his son or his daughter pass through the fire, one who uses divination, one who practices witchcraft, or one who interprets omens, or a sorcerer, or one who casts a spell, or a medium, or a spiritist, or one who calls upon the dead. And we know in Revelation 18:23, and the light of a lamp will not shine in you any longer, and the voice of the bridegroom and bride will not be heard in you any longer, for your merchants were the great men of the earth, because all the nations were deceived by your sorcery. Now, history shows, which of course history is fake, but we know that witches and Satanists have existed for a long time, right? We see Baal worship in the Old Testament. It's been going on and on. We know the Salem witch trials and the witch hunts, all these things that have gone on over the centuries. These people were practicing magic in darkness, in the shadows. And every time they were found to be practicing magic, they were cast out. Whether they were killed, caged, whatever, they were cast out and exposed. What they have done since they learned how to use mind control through the television and through music after World War II specifically, even though they've been using mind control since ancient Egypt, they knew that they can use these vessels to indoctrinate people with magic into taking the word magic and making magic seem like a good thing. Because back in the day when people heard somebody was performing magic, they would go get their pitchfork and run them up a tree. Now people hear magic, they think of love. They think of Disney. They think of all these things that come as good. We hear them constantly, repetitively beat magic into our skulls as if it's a good thing when it's not. And this is how mind control works. They take children at a young age and they start pumping magic into them with Harry Potter, with Disney, with all of this stuff. And it grows from there through music, through movies, through television. This is how mind control works. It's subtle. Because people don't realize it. They hear, oh, this guy has a song Magic, that guy's got a song Magic. There are thousands of songs entitled Magic. Every Disney movie uses magic. Yet people don't put one and one together because they're not critically thinking. A lot of it is from the drugs, from the chemtrails, from the chemicals in our food, but also from the distractions, the technology, the things the television tells you to care about, how you look, how you're supposed to act, what you're supposed to do. Take pictures on your phone and upload it to Facebook for the world to see. How you're supposed to be your own self-idol. How you're supposed to be into self-worship. All of these distractions keeps people from asking questions, from critically thinking, and seeing the obvious in plain sight. I want to show you how this works. So when you're born, you have a clean slate, right? You're born, you're a baby, you have a brain. And now at this point, this is where you learn. This is where you pick up on things. It's how you learn to talk, right? You watch people around you talk. and suddenly you learn how to speak and you learn how to walk and you learn how to do these things. It's so important at that age for parents to be reading scripture to their children. But unfortunately, in this day and age, parents are passing, 2-year-olds iPhones and iPads and laptops because they don't want to deal with them. They're sitting them in front of a television going, oh, it's harmless. It's the Disney Channel. Oh, okay, that's good. And they don't realize that's exactly what the system wants. They want you to sit your child in front of the TV and put on the Disney Channel so they can begin programming your child's mind with magic on a subconscious level, okay? In an alpha state level, your child's brain is being programmed. And they're starting to see magic, and they're seeing Harry Potter, they're seeing all this stuff as good. That's how it works. So this is how the indoctrination period starts. And this is what is going to lead to the world accepting the Antichrist, embracing magic, embracing sorcery and all these things. Because they've been conditioning everybody for it for decades now. So let's take a look at some of the first programming that children watch, okay, that parents think is safe and is good, and they put them in front of the TV, and they allow their kids to watch this stuff because they think it's good. This is how it works.
It's a magic wishing apple.
A wishing apple?
Yes. One bite, and all your dreams come true.
Really?
Yes, girlie. Now, make a wish. And take a bite. Slave in the magic mirror, come from the farthest space. Through wind and darkness I summon thee. Speak. Let me see thy face. What wouldst thou know, my queen? Magic mirror on the wall, who is the fairest one of all? Be the killer. Turn the stupid Farragilla.
Oculus Repairer. I, Rabbit, harping home. Turn this water into rum. I, Rabbit, harping. Hello, Wingardium Leviosa. Wingardium Leviosa. Wingardium Leviosa. Wingardium Leviosa. Wingardium Leviosa. Lacanum Inflammarium. Petrificus Totalis. Lumus Leg.
It's wish time! Yes, do you all have your spells ready? Good! I'll go first! Yes! I'm going to cast a magic spell over this fire and wish for something I really like. Here I go.
Thanks for that marvelous introduction.
I put a spell on you. And now you're mine.
Some more of those ruby zippers. I want those most of all. Now fly! Fly!
I had done it very often, not that one, but a witch when I was a little girl on Halloween. That was the thing that I always wanted to dress up as. It's like lots of children would rather be a witch than almost anything else. There are lots of other things you can pick out. But that's the one I loved, and so when I had the chance to do this, I was very, very happy about it.
Well, girls and boys like to play witches.
Yes,
now.
they do. Yes, they certainly do.
And when you feel as if you'd like to play something a little bit scary, a witch is a fine thing to play.
So that's what starts it, right? Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, And listen, there's dozens of movies and movie scenes I left out, which I could play. I mean, I could go on for days. This video could be 50 hours worth of content of going through movies and pulling stuff that has magic in it. But I just want to show you the obvious, right? With Disney, it's constantly about what? It's about magic. Nobody stands back and goes, wait a minute, why is Disney always talking about magic? Why is it the Magic Kingdom? Isn't magic bad? Because they've been conditioned to think magic's good. So from there, while children are indoctrinated with magic, then they go after you with games. Right? They go after you with board games like Dungeons and Dragons, the Ouija board, things like that.
Ouija, it's just a game, isn't it? Isn't it? Parker Brothers kind of fun.
Your dungeon master has placed you in a dreadfully precarious position. You're playing the most phenomenal game ever created. Your skin grows cold from your first glimpse of the enormous beast. It's a product of your imagination. Survival depends on a quick, decisive move. Your choices are limited. Stand and fight, or run. Use your lightning bolt.
What's inside every specially marked box of Cap'n Crunch cereal now? A mini magic 8-ball that will answer your questions. And if you find a gold 8-ball, you win $1,000.
Mine! Oh, mine!
Spend it any...
Your mind off? Is there still a place where fun involves thinking, imagining, doing? Some of us think so, and we find it in a game. Magic the Gathering. All you need to play is a brain, a deck, and a friend.
And this is how Disneyland Paris became the heart of the magic of Christmas.
There. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Whoa. Want me to add that up for you, Nick?
Then after, with the board games, as the kids are playing now games that involve using magic or having to perform spells, then they get their movies, right? Then we get music. We get music of all genres. Everybody has a song involving magic, from Frank Sinatra to Bruno Mars.
Under that old black magic called love. 'Cause it's witchcraft, wicked witchcraft.
Some call it magic, and I don't know how, but I know that I have it, and it all works out.
Call it magic.
Oh, it's magic.
Please. Please. So let's make some. It's magic. It's magic. It's magic. Magic. I believe it's magic. I believe it's magic. I believe it's magic. Everything you do is magic. But everything you do is magic. Tonight, we got the magic thing. Don't carry magic in the air. It's a blast of magic.
Magic, magic, magic. The repetition of using the word magic, constantly beating it into people's heads about magic. This is indoctrinating people, young and old, because there'll be people comment and say, well, Frank Sinatra, black magic or wicked witchcraft, those are harmless. Those are about love. Take your wall down. This isn't about, oh, well, I grew up on Frank Sinatra and this, a teenager's growing up on Selena Gomez. It's all one and the same. Let it go and realize that these are false idols. And this has been going on since music was created, since television was created. Doesn't matter what generation. Is it worse now than ever? Of course it is. It's disgusting now. It's almost unimaginable to think of where we are now when you put the TV on and see all this crap that they're forcing down kids' throats. And then from there with the music, we see it in movies, right? Like I constantly talk about, they want Christians, okay, to look like fools. So that's why they always have the Christian evangelist look like a maniac, begging for money on TV, right? Dressed conservatively, looking like a dork. And then they have the other side, right? The Satanists, the witches. They make them look cool. They make Marilyn Manson look cool. They glorify these Satanists and these witches so that kids see that and they go, well, I don't want to be like this dorky Christian preacher. I want to wear the black leather jacket and I want to, act like this guy and be cool and yell. Because they make it look cool through the mind control. So they lead people away from Christianity, away from Jesus Christ. Because they make it look more appealing to them.
The other kids at St. Bernard Academy, they were the girls who didn't belong.
Whatever you do, stay away from them.
Why?
They're witches.
But after years of being on the outside...
Why'd you lie about me?
I don't want to go out with you again. Please, stop begging. It's pathetic.
4 girls are about to discover the dark side.
You ever heard of invoking the spirit? Black magic. We can make things happen. I mean, this is it. This is real.
This spring, Columbia Pictures welcomes you to the witching hour.
Shoot me. Come on.
No, I can't.
Do it. How'd you like that?
How do you do it?
Magic. Greatest magic trick I've ever seen. I need to know how he does it. He has no trick. It's real.
Every great magic trick consists of 3 acts. The first act is called the pledge. The magician shows you something ordinary, but of course, it probably isn't. The second act is called the turn.
He's obsessed with discovering your method.
The magician makes this ordinary something do something extraordinary. Now you're looking for the secret, but you won't find it. That's why there's a third act called the prestige. This is the part with the twists and turns, where lives hang in the balance. And you see something shocking you've never seen before. This was built by a man who can actually do what magicians pretend to do.
Real magic.
I know what you really are.
How does he do it?
You want the truth. Nothing is impossible. Abracadabra.
No more secrets.
Secrets of my life.
And this is how it works. I did a video yesterday, if you didn't watch it, about zombies, how they make zombies, talking about the word one, right? How they repetitively beat one into everyone's head. Well, this is the same thing with magic, and it's the same thing with a lot of things in your life that you wouldn't realize, okay? There's a reason in your mind you think you have free will. Yes, God gave us free will to choose and do those things, but they've taken that and they've manipulated it. They've given you the illusion of options, but they're all the same thing. Kraft Mac versus Stouffer's Mac. Soap Bar A versus Soap Bar B, right? Are you going to buy Head & Shoulders or are you going to buy Selsun Blue? Are you going to buy Pepsi, you're going to buy Coke. It's the same thing, the same chemicals, the same mindset. It's all the same, but it's the illusion. So that your brain is thinking that you're making these free choices. Your brain is thinking you're electing your leaders because you've been convinced of this through the conditioning and the repetition and the mind control. When in reality, this is a controlled society. That's what this is. They control it. They give you these illusions, but they use repetition to start molding you into accepting the things they want you to accept. And that's why magic is constantly used and looked at as a good thing, when biblically we know that God condemned those who did magic. He warned of people using magic and witchcraft and sorcery. It talked about how bad it was. Young kids who go into Satanism and the occult and eventually leave talk about how they got into it from games like Dungeons and Dragons, how those were things that brought them into wanting to learn more about magic and seeking out Satanist groups or covens. This is how it works. And that's why this needs to be stopped. People need to become aware of it. You think all these movies are about magic because it's, you hear about these guys. Oh, wow, he works for Disney. Oh, well, he must be so great and so wonderful. Oh, he's a musician. Oh, and he's got a song Magic and 50 other people have a song Magic. How creative. You've been trained to think that these people are creative, that they're smarter than us, that they're better than us, that oh man, I wish I could strive to be that and work at Disney and write music and do all. That's all part of the mind control. Don't you see it's all the same thing? All the same symbols we see in the same videos. All the songs are titled the same thing. All the movies are about the same thing. If it's not about a fake, the alien attack is they want to condition you to think aliens are real. What else do we see? We see demonic possession. This is stuff that is so easy to see. Then we see romantic movies about a couple. What always happens? A couple breaks up because they always are upgrading for somebody else, right? Oh, me and my boyfriend or so-and-so, or I want to I'm the ugly girl. I'm just trying to date the good-looking guy. This is what I got to do to look better. All this stuff is conditioning and mind control. And I want to make it clear to everybody listening. There's tons of channels that have great content. My goal with this channel is to go after Satanism, Satanists, the occult, witches. Cast them out. I want to reverse what's happened here. I want to run them back into the woods. I want to run them back up the trees. I don't want to see them around my family. I don't want to see them around your family. I don't want to see them walking down the streets. They belong in the woods. They belong caged in the woods. These people are evil and they're demonic, and they've conditioned people into thinking witches and Satanists are good, and that we all should be accepting of one another and loving of one another. While these people are putting spells on, using black magic. What is the core of black magic? Aleister Crowley. Their hero. This is who they worship. To get the best spell, one must use a human blood sacrifice to have the most power on their spell, preferably of a young child, a young boy. They molest these kids. They kill these kids. They believe they gain the power from the child and it goes into their body. That's what these people believe in. So I don't want to hear any sympathy for these people. I'm talking about running them back where they belong. Get them out of the mainstream, get back in the woods, get them caged. What our forefathers were doing to witches and Satanists was the right thing to do. They realized that it had gone on too long. They said, what are we going to do? We're going to keep doing this and we're going to keep getting run out of towns. We're going to keep getting hung. We're going to keep getting killed. We got to figure something out. And they did. Here comes the industrial age. Here comes the television. Here comes, the invasion of the Freemason lodges and all these secret societies who follow and worship Satan. And they gain control of politics, of corporations, of music, of the movie industry, of everything. And all these people in these positions are all involved in it. And they are indoctrinating everyone out there into not just accepting the Antichrist, not just thinking magic is good so that they can perform spells out in the open, which they will be doing, which they already do, because most of these music videos are spells. But they also want to turn people into Satanists, turn them into one of them. And then the rest of us, they want to cast out. Well, not on my watch. I want to make that perfectly clear. Satanists, witches, you guys are the scum of the earth. And I know a bunch of you follow my channel and troll it. And then you do videos for views and you go, oh, look at this crazy Christian. This is what's wrong with Christians because they're yelling and they're being hateful towards us witches. You're a bunch of losers. That's what you are. Walking around in your little bathrobes that you got at Bed Bath & Beyond, your little cloaks. Thinking that, oh, we're not bad people, we're good people because we're tolerant of everyone and everything. Oh, except, of course, of Christians and Jesus Christ, but we won't mention that. We accept it all. But you Christians are hateful. because you won't let us do our black magic. Oh, we don't follow Crawley. Oh, we don't follow that stuff. We're atheists anyway. We don't really, no one's buying it. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not buying it for 1 second. And I'm not going to stop the fight because I am here to be Satanists, witches, all of them. I'm here to be your reckoning. You think you might have pulled the wool over everyone's eyes, but you didn't pull it over mine. You didn't pull it over mine, boys. And I'll be here for a long time. Over my dead body, will you get me to stop using my voice and free speech? Over my dead body, are you going to ever get me to go, you know what? Let them do what they want. Absolutely not. I will do everything in my power to keep waking people up and showing them the truth and showing them it all starts with mind control. It starts with repetition. It's an indoctrination. That's what they're doing to us all. And these Satanists and these witches control the media. And it's a fact. And people will listen to this and some will laugh. They'll go, look at this crazy, hysterical Christian guy. Well, it's not my problem that those people can't think. It's not my problem that they're so dumbed down that they don't get it and they can't see how obvious it is. These video clips I showed, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's thousands of more clips. There's thousands of more songs about magic. Santana, Black Magic Woman. Justin Timberlake, Magic the Album. Bruce Springsteen, Magic the Album. How original. Every little thing she does is magic by Sting and the Police. The list goes on. Movie after movie. Not on my watch. And I hope the Christians who listen to this channel will stand up, share this video, show people that this is how the mind control works. This is what they do. Let Christians out there who have become lukewarm in their faith see these Bible quotes that talk about how magic and sorcery and speaking to the dead and all this crap going to mediums is all satanic. And don't you see it all over the TV? Oh, the Long Island medium. Oh, we've got a psychic who speaks to cats. I'm talking to your dead cat right now. And they go, oh, what's he say? I mean, give me a break. Satanists, like I said before, I ain't going nowhere. I'm your reckoning. And you better get used to it.